What's going on, everybody? So today's video is going to be a special collaboration because I haven't worked with this guy. Been wanting to all year round. He's pretty much a newcomer. He came out late last year, but he's doing his thing. This guy is killing it. I like to call him the James Bond of the fragrance community. And the reason why is because he's English. He's getting a little older, but he still looks very young, sophisticated, very handsome. That's very true. Cultured, well-mannered, a gentleman, got a good body, and right now his ego is just being inflated. But everything that I said is true. And that person is actually Chris from the channel FRAG-MENTAL. So Chris, thank you very much for doing this video. So guys, today we're going to be doing From the House of Diesel, a new release. And this is Diesel Only the Brave Street. So this actually came out this year. I ended up finishing this sample, including another one. I ended up getting like 6 to 8 samples off eBay. Wow, it was crazy. They don't sell this up here in Canada, unfortunately, so I ended up having to buy a sample pack. Alright, so as I said, this was actually launched in 2018 because I only have a sample. Let's get a picture as to what the bottle looks like, and then Chris, why don't you get this started?
Thanks Chad, and thanks for asking me to do this collaboration with you. I love your channel, I've been watching it for a long time, I find it really informative, good fun, and I'm honoured to be able to do this with you, so thank you very much. Okay, on to the fragrance. Diesel Only the Brave Street. So I would describe this one as a very sweet, bubblegummy type fragrance. I get a little bit of that apple in the opening, just a hint. It's not really strong, but I do just get a hint of the apple. What I do pick up mostly in this fragrance is the licorice. I really like licorice. I think it's a nice note in fragrances, so I do like that aspect of this scent. Other than those two notes, I don't pick up on much else. The other notes I find are pretty hard to distinguish amongst this kind of bubblegum sweetness. What I don't get is the cedar and vanilla that is listed as being in the base, and that's a bit of a shame really, because if there was that sweet resinous nature that cedar can provide, or that sweet creaminess that vanilla can add, then I think this scent would have a bit more structure, a bit more of a backbone, and in my opinion that's what it's lacking. It's this really kind of big sweet fragrance. I think they could maybe have used more fixative materials in this, which could have added a bit more depth, which in my opinion is what's lacking from this fragrance. And I'm quite surprised that a fragrance labelled as street doesn't have a little bit more edginess to it. They could maybe have used a little bit of leather just to give it that extra edge and attitude. I didn't dislike this fragrance, I actually quite enjoyed it for the 30 minutes or so it lasted on me. One of the wearings I gave this was when I went to the gym, and it worked okay. It's sweet, it's pleasant, but it just lacks a bit of backbone. Okay, talking about the performance of this now, as I mentioned, this didn't last very long on me. I got around 30 minutes of a bit of projection, but it wasn't massive projection. And then maybe it was around 3 to 4 hours as a skin scent, but that was only if I got my nose right up to my skin. So unfortunately, this fizzled out pretty quickly for me. In terms of versatility, it is pretty versatile because it does lack a bit of character. You could apply it to most occasions. This could be a good scent to give to a teenager as a gift maybe for their first fragrance, but for me it just lacked character and attitude, and I don't think anyone really older than teenage years would be looking at wearing this one. It's fresh, sweet, energetic, but could have lasted longer. Kind of like me when I was a teenager. Okay, that's my take on this scent. Thanks for asking me to do it, Chad. Back to you.
Again, Chris, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you doing this video with me. So the top notes to this fragrance are basil, apple, and bergamot, with the mid being licorice and cardamom, and the base is vanilla, vetiver, and cedar. So what do I get out of this scent? I get a lot of vanilla, some woods. I get licorice or a very sweet note that's not vanilla. It's a different type of sweetness. And I also get a little bit of the spices. This fragrance it's kind of hard to pinpoint which is what, you know? It's a bit of a sweet, spicy woody bomb is what it is. It's a very sweet fragrance. It's a fun, flirty, youthful type of fragrance that I find has a little bit of sex appeal to it. The occasions to wear this is pretty much just like going out. It's a night out type of fragrance. Date, club, intimate encounters, going out with your friends, but also for school. This really does come across as a younger man's fragrance. I think that the whole company is pretty much just marketed towards the younger crowd, so high school and college. I'm 41 years old and this is a little bit too youthful for my liking. Seasons for this, fall and winter, absolutely. And unfortunately for Chris, when it comes to the longevity, he said it really wasn't there. Well, on my skin, I got 9 to 10 hours and projection was actually pretty heavy. And this is a sample. I can just imagine what a bottle was like, but with a sample, I ended up getting great longevity and heavy projection. So prices on this one, this is where it gets a little tricky. I could not find this online, not even the official Diesel website. Maybe it's just where I'm located, because sometimes when I do try to access American websites from Canada, it's not allowing me. So maybe it's something that I'm doing. I'm not a tech person by any means, but I would assume that this fragrance goes for $65 to $80 USD. So my wife's thoughts on this one, she likes it quite a bit, and I was actually quite surprised. She said it's sweet, spicy, and woody. And when I asked her if it had some sex appeal, she says yes. So my final thoughts on Diesel Only the Brave Street. Well, I did enjoy it, but where I'm at in life, I'm a little too old to be wearing this. If you're an older guy who wants to wear this, by all means, wear it. Wear what you like. But I can't really pull this one off. It is a fun, flirty, sexy type of fragrance for the younger guy. And even though I'm not there in life anymore, I'm not a young guy, it's still gonna get a positive rating of 3.5 out of 5. I think it's still a pretty solid release of this year and something a little bit different. This is certainly gonna make one of my top 5 type of videos for this year. So guys, that's it for Diesel Only the Brave Street. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share the video, subscribe if you haven't, hit that notification bell. Chris, I want to say thank you once again for doing the video. Guys, please make sure to check out Chris if you're new to the community. All his links will be down below. So guys, that's it. I thank you for your time. Take care, and we'll see you later.